Bortle here, back from the LCS 12 event of the online format. That's right, folks, number 12. And we're going to be doing a deck breakdown over the top 4 Prank Kids deck. And welcoming back to the channel, Jibriel. What's up, man? Welcome back to the channel.
Hey, what's up, Bortle? How's everyone doing? Yeah, it's great to be back.
So we're going to be doing a total deck profile over this Prank Kids 1 out of 5 that topped this event. Yo, Jib, why do you think there's so many Prank Kids in the top cut this time?
So we started to see it during the extravaganza, but we started to notice a trend that Prank Kids had like a really good dragon matchup. Just like in general, being able to play cards like there can only be one and have a lot of flex spots for a lot of hand traps. And then it also had an interesting should all invoke matchup because a lot of the invoke decks are opting to main deck 3 copies of Should All Fusion as one of like the 3 main like trinity of power spells being Meltdown, Should All Fusion, and Nadir. And Prank Kids are pretty could pretty well play around Nadir Servant and Should All Fusion by being able to tribute for cost their extra deck monsters off of the field to dodge the sending from deck effect of Should All Fusion. And a lot of their links and fusions effects protect their monsters from battle destruction and card destruction. So cards like Entis don't really hurt the deck. The deck has a really good matchup spread going into this event, so I wasn't surprised that it did so well.
So that was perfect. And before we start this actual deck profile, Jib, would you like to tell the world what you're doing, what you're up to?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. First of all, shout out to my team and sponsor team Playmakers. We're doing a lot of great things. Just this weekend, also at the same time as the LCS, one of my teammates and one of our representatives, William Candina, he participated in the remote duel championship thing that Konami streamed, and sadly he ended up 5th place after Swiss, the bubble boy, but he made us all proud and he really did his thing out there. So yeah, we're still out here doing our thing, and get ready. At this point we're getting ready for the 3v3 LCS, which is going to take place on May 8th, I believe. And the bakery's coming back.
Oh,
We're back.
God, yes.
God, yeah.
Shout out to Candina, man. Unfortunately, getting fifth for to make the top 4 day 2 for the
Yeah.
invitational. So, oh man, how unfortunate. Well, yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this breakdown. Right off the bat, we're seeing triple Fansies, triple Lampsies, triple Dropsies, and 2 Roxies. This is pretty much the standard ratio, right,
Yeah.
Jib?
Yeah, this is pretty standard at this point. Julius, if you guys do not remember, he did top the last LCS, I believe, also with Prank Kids. And what can I say? This guy's just like a master at his craft. He's really mastered this Prank Kid deck, and he's shown results. He's been able to get top cut at 2 LCSs back to back with the Prank Kid deck, and it shows. Like,
Oh yeah, most definitely. Huge shout out to Julian for getting top 4 again. Pretty nice. Unfortunately, maybe the time zone like affected his gameplay because he didn't do so well in the feature match last round for him.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's to be expected. It's a longer tournament. It's really like, and there's people playing from all over the world, EU, Australian time zone, which that's the time zone that he resides in. So endurance is like a big thing, especially with highly competitive events and going into the top cut. But to see that he went this far on probably minuscule hours of sleep, that's very impressive.
Yes, huge shout out there. Let's move on with the monsters. We have the 1 copy of Pankratops, which again you said this deck's kind of built for Dragon Link, so Pankratops is really nice going second.
Yeah, 100%. Like Pank in the main is fine in this deck because Seal's Tiding could be an issue sometimes, and Pank is just like a one card that deals with Seal Tiding.
Nice. And I guess let's go ahead and skip to the hand traps. We have triple Ash Blossom, triple Impermanence, and then Gamma, which again, that's a pretty decent card against Dragon Link. Yo, this Impermanence though, why'd you think he used it?
Yeah, I'm kind of asking myself that question also. Impermanence is a really weird one. I don't know how great it is this format, especially with like all the multi negate boards that's going on right now, and like should all invoke having multiple forms of interaction, being like monster negates, stun and wind, and then spell and traps like punishment. So that's kind of interesting that he opted to play Impermanence, but I guess it is the only hand trap that does play around triple tactical talents, and it could be good on choke points like LP and maybe like on the summon of Alistair. So I can see it being decent.
talk about his spells right now. We have the triple Prankit's Place, which is pretty much mandatory.
Mhm.
Triple Prankit's Pandemonium, that's pretty cool. And then we have double Prankit's Pranks. Are these pretty much standard? I think I recall us seeing maybe like double Pandemonium in past or something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's pretty standard. Triple Pandemonium because he is playing Desires. You like, I guess if you don't play Desires and you don't have to run Triple Pandemonium, you can probably get away with running two. But in a deck like this, where you kind of want to run Desires because you do have the option, you don't have any limited cards or cards that from your engine on the ban list. You can just maximize on all of them. Kind of like Virtual World, where you can just maximize on all your engine pieces and just play Desires in order to like just draw into more. And then two pranks is not as important as any of the other pieces, but it does have its place in the deck as a card to help you in the grind game, recycle your resources to maintain your engine, sustain your engine. So yeah, I can see that.
Alright, so moving on, we have the one copy of Instant Fusion. That card's broken. Triple
Mm-hmm.
Tactics Talent. Really, really nice card right there, man. It has so many benefits, so many effects in there. It's just really cool overall.
Yeah, it is a really cool, like what you were saying. Instant Fusion is just like insane in this deck. Is basically Soul Charge. You summon the Rocket Ride. It summons two more Prank. And the Triple Tactics Talents. When we reviewed the last Pranked profile, I said that Talents is a really cool card in this type of deck because all of your normal summons, like anything that this deck does, is very susceptible to hand traps. So your opponent is just going to be throwing hand traps at your cards, and you can really take advantage of a card like Triple Tactical Talents in order to look in your opponent's hand and rip other forms of interaction or engine pieces, or to draw into more cards because you're playing three of everything. You're probably going to see more prank. Yeah, Triple Tactic is just like a standard card and very powerful in this type of deck.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And to close it up, we have the triple Ice Dragon's Prison. I mean, this card is just crazy overall. It's pretty decent going second too, and it's really really strong, being their only trap, which I guess they can bait out like infinite permanence as well, like setting. So yeah, what are your thoughts on IDP, man?
IDP is a cool card. I don't know. So traps kind of started to make their way out of the format with the banning of VFD and traps becoming less effective. But we also saw like with people like shout out to my friend Lundradi Valen. He got top 8 with the Tri Brigade deck, and he was playing like he opted to play trap cards instead of playing the bird cards. So I understand like the sentiment behind like bringing trap cards back into the main deck, like as multiple forms of interaction, because like this format is kind of allowing that to be a thing where like you want to have all the best decks have multiple forms of interaction.
Oh yes, most definitely. And close it off, perfect 40 main deck. Let's go ahead and skim through the extra deck, which looks pretty much the same card for card. Since last time, we have
Yeah.
the Butler, we have the Rocket Ride, we have the Weather Washer, and the Roaring Roaster. Double Dual Do is pretty cool. And then we have the Bow Wow and Triple Meow Meow, Axis Code Talker, which that was like brought up in his feature match, man. Oh man. And then the Unicorn, Nightmare, Zeus, and the Totally Awesome. So yeah, is there anything that like sticks out in this extra deck?
No, it's pretty standard. It is interesting that he is opting to play the Toad, even though he's not playing regular polymerization. Like whenever you use the themed polymerization, the Pandemonium, you're locked in a prank it, so you don't really have an opportunity to go for like the Toad plays. I mean, I don't really see anything that you would want to play in place of that. Maybe like the second Rocket Ride might come up, but like he would probably know better than me if you would need the second Rocket Ride. Probably if you like use proper like resource management.
Well, quick question: what are your thoughts on like prosperity in this deck? Like, is his extra deck, can he like actually like do it, or he needs pretty much everything in here, right?
Yeah, I think you need. I don't think that. So like, prosperity is a very interesting card, and it's a card that like me and some of my friends have been like talking about for like the last couple of days. Like, if you're playing a deck that can't consistently prosperity for 6, I don't know if it makes sense to play product prosperity in your deck. If you're not prosperity for 6, you're not really getting the full like math behind the card of digging 6 cards into your deck in order to like really increase the consistency of seeing the cards that you want to see, and you're just like destroying your extra deck, like 3 cards out of your extra deck to only boost the consistency of seeing the card by not a huge percentile. So I don't think like a deck like this can comfortably run prosperity because you can't comfortably banish 6 cards.
That makes perfect sense. Let's go ahead and tackle his extra side deck, which is
Mm-hmm.
triple Nibiru, triple Skullmeister, which is really, really cool because it looks like he was prepared for the mirror match, man.
Yeah, the mirror match, right?
uh,
That's really interesting. That's like the only reason why I would think he'd play that card. He probably knew something that I didn't, and just expected this deck to come out in droves, which it really did. Had the highest conversion rate from Swiss into Top Cut, which is insane. And he was ready for the mirror. So yeah.
yeah, and he's also teching, I believe, again the Psychic Eraser Laser. That card's pretty decent.
It is a pretty decent card. I don't really see like what it would be used for from last LCS to this LCS, because last LCS we saw like more Dragoon, and like the format was really undefined. But I guess like if it wasn't bad last time, I don't see a reason why he would want to take it out. But I don't know exactly why you would need that card. I think that that could just be like three more hand traps.
Moving on, we have the double Cosmic Cyclone, the Harpy's Feather Duster, and triple Twin Twister. Oh man, back row heavy over here.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty good. I think every deck should have like at least 6 back row hate slots, not because of Eldritch, even though we all love our Golden Lord, but Schism and the Shaddoll cards, like you really need to interact with their back row, because other than that, they're just ending on Mechaba Pass, and like Mechaba Pass, like your deck should be able to beat Mechaba Pass. Like it's really their back row that you have to interact with, like the Schisms, the punishments, the strikes called by their own Cyclones. Like you just have to get rid of their back row before you try to like deal with their board.
That is true. Well, this is going to go ahead and conclude another episode of Deck Breakdown. My goodness. Thanks again, Jeff, for being a part of this breakdown.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. And everyone, make sure to sub for Bortle. God, yes.
Oh, God, yes. And guys, make sure to check out the description. We're going to go ahead and plug Jibriel's Twitch handle and all that stuff down there. And yeah, again, listeners, if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh, God, yes.